I'm Lucia.
And I'm Kelly.
Hello and welcome along to Funky Junk. I'm Lucia.
And I'm Kelly.
And today we're going to show you lots of things that you can make at home with stuff that is normally thrown out into sometimes recycle bins. So have a look. We're starting with masks today. We have a whole wide variety here for you. And have a look. For example, this is a mask that you can make from a simple birthday card. Now that is a lovely thing. That was just a birthday card. And as you can see, it was the front of it and that person was 8 years old. The eyes were already cut out of it. All we had to do was add a little bit of flimsy to the side of it and stick on some bands and we've got a beautiful mask. Just as simple as that. So do stay and watch because you're going to learn a lot of lovely things today. Now, I was down at my local shoe shop and I asked for a box, just an empty box that people usually leave behind when they buy shoes. And you would not believe the treasures that you get in shoe boxes. Look at all this lovely stuff that was inside. Lovely crepe paper for art. A lovely shoe bag that somebody left behind that they didn't want at all, that you can hold all your art materials in. Isn't that fantastic? Some beautiful white paper and a little tiny piece of thing here. That stick was inside, like a shoehorn thing, just to keep the shoe in good balance, something I'm going to use later on during the course of this making things. And this little fellow here is just the toe. It's pushed down into the front of the shoe and it's just the toe of the shoe to give the toe of the shoe support. And I have already covered it with some of this paper here. So I'm going to be making something really cute for you in a few minutes. First of all, I have made a mask like this. Now that was nice, it's okay. It's a little bit of a dramatic type of a mask by cutting out a little piece of paper here, as you can see, and by getting another little piece of paper with the same size and covering it in papier-mâché. That's what I did. That's that mulched up, lovely mashed up wallpaper paste, all mixed up together with water and a little bit of paper put inside. That's just newspaper. If you have nice white paper at home like that you've gotten out of a shoebox, that will come up really, really well. And what I did with that was I just mulched it all together, scrunched it all up and put it on the top of a piece of shape like that.
It's
one
very
on top
pretty.
of the other. It is pretty. And I have the two pieces coming out the side and it's made a lovely little wall hanging. Isn't that just gorgeous? With some feathers stuck in the middle.
The feathers do make it kind of dramatic, don't they?
They do.
They're really pretty.
They're really pretty. Now what I'm going to do with this one here is just make something a little bit like that, but now we're lucky because we have a change going on here. We just have some little eyes to add into it and we can make a different mask that has an actual face on it. So pass that one back over to me there, Kelly.
I might take it from you later and hang it up in my room if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's nice. You'd be very welcome to have it.
Thank you.
Now, I am going to draw here something similar, but now we have a nice mounted shape already made. That's what it looked like at the back. That's what it came to me looking like. So I'm going to draw on some pretty eyes, just round like that, the same lovely shape, and it's very simple to do that. If the eyes come out a bit weird, you can fill them up again to make them just look as pretty as you can. So we've got our eyes here, and as you can see, it's now like a three-dimensional shape. It's looking good, and this nose is going to look an awful lot better as well. So I'm going to just put, again, as I had, two little kind of dots for the nose, and I'm going to just colour in a pretty mouth with red lipstick. And there's a nice way of making a mouth. You just go to the centre where the nose is there, and just do a nice little swirl up to the right, like an S shape, and a nice little almost S shape up to the left. And she's smiling because she's happy, and she's got a bigger smile than the other one. So we'll bring her down like that. Okay, so you've got a lovely smile going on there. And we're going to fill that in a few minutes with a little bit of, just colour it in. So that's coloured in very quickly. We're going to do this very, very fast for you today. We can do a little eye in the middle again and a little lid. You can do the eyes whatever way you want to do them, and you can fill them in. You can actually add on beautiful black mascara, make her very dramatic indeed, give her beautiful eyelashes coming up like this, make her as pretty as a picture. or as simple as you like. You can add on beads, you can add on whatever you like to do. And what's going to happen now is she's going to go into this lovely box. So all I'm going to do is, first of all, is get my glue, which is over there, my craft glue. It's nice and strong, it's PVA. I'm just going to kind of squirt it around, and squirting it is. It's actually squirting nice and fast for me today.
Could you paint that if you wanted, Mum?
You could spend a good bit of time.
You could do anything you wanted with it, couldn't you?
You could paint that, and you'd have a good time painting that. There's, you can put as much, like I put a little bit more time into this one, I have to confess, with the feathers and everything else. But just to show you today, nice and briefly and fast, you've got a nice little bit of stuff going on there. That's just a little doily.
Where would you find something like that?
Yeah, that's just what you use for
restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, or at home you can buy packets of those, and you use them for your cakes and when you have them left over. And what I do is actually when if we've just used for one little cake and they're not looking too bad, that's the time I recycle them. I sometimes don't use a new one if they're just very fresh and clean looking. And what I will do here is I'll put a nice bit of glue all around this, and I'll stick it on, and it will take time because this will need a lot of glue. It'll need a lot, and when it's finished and stuck in, I will actually go round it again. I will surround it again later with more glue. So I'm just sticking it on for now to show you the effect, but I will later actually need to put in a lot more glue. And when I do that, I'll have her sort of looking out of a pretty picture just like that. Now she is a little bit sparse looking. So just for now, to show you another effect, something else that you can do here, I will take out these lovely little baubles. I got a present of those, I have to say. I didn't make those myself. I got a present of those because people know that I love art and doing artistic things. So they just bought that for me, and I just use them sparingly from time to time. So for today, I'm going to give her a kind of a little simple pom-pom, almost a geisha girl kind of look here. And that's all she's going to look like for now.
She's delighted with her makeover, isn't she?
Just a quick little makeover. It didn't take long. You can put a little string up in the back and hang her up in a picture when she dries. Do go round right again later on with a little bit of glue to reinforce that and make her strong. So there she is, and this is the first one. With a little bit of ribbon, you can do the same with that and hang her up on your wall, and she will look as pretty as a picture. Now that's a nice idea. Did you like that one, Kelly?
I loved it.
Now, as I said, I got a lot of things in that shoebox, and this was another one. You made that mask. I remember you started it and you were going to put some glitter and stuff on it. But what we can do here to show you another effect is we can get our tape like this and just tape it on. And when Kelly would have done all her lovely, artistic section to that, putting on lovely glitter, glue, buttons, whatever she's got to use, we would cut out a nice piece of tape. And if you wouldn't mind passing me those scissors, Kelly.
Yep.
Because I know I keep pinching your scissors, don't I? And did you notice the way Kelly handed me the scissors? There's a special way of handing scissors to people. You always hand them that way.
I always forget that
I know.
rule.
I was just kind of reminding Kelly, really, by telling you, but I was just kind of
Don't mind my bad example, folks.
So,
bad.
She's reminded. So you can do that. You can decorate your lovely mask. This is just another piece of card from a birthday card, and you have another.
Are you taking credit for my idea, Mrs.?
No, not really. You can finish it off and do all the lovely stuff she was going to do with
I
that.
know what she's at.
Later on.
You can all, you're on my side at home. I hope you're on my side here. She's stealing my ideas here. Look.
Stealing her ideas. This is one of my favourites. What do you think of that, Kelly? Isn't that nice?
Oh, fabulous.
This is lovely. But I have to warn you, when you're doing feather masks, one of the things you have to do is put your glue up around the very top. Again, this is just a piece of card. Now, it's not a birthday card. It was something that I bought art stuff in, and that was the outside of it. That was what the container that it came in. So the other side was a bit just not looking very nice. There's a little woman there, as you can see. So it's just a leftover piece of card once again. Now, what I did was I started up here, Kelly, and I did the gluing all along the top. That way,
right, yeah.
And I placed each feather. I decided I wanted 2 black ones, one coming each side, and I continued on in each pattern, a red, a red, a red, a red, and like that, to keep them, symmetrical,
yeah.
uniform in shape on each side, and I left nice dramatic high ones at the back. But my trick to you, and my little tip to you is, don't put the glue on the feather itself. Just put it on the mask, down on the card, and then stick on your feather. Otherwise, what's going to happen? What do you think?
The feathers are going to get all kind of gluey and sticky.
Yeah, and you know where they're going to end up?
The feathers will stick together, kind of, wouldn't they? It wouldn't
They
look
do,
as nice.
they look
They wouldn't look
awful.
as fluffy.
Yes, and they end up
fluffy.
on your hands. You end up with a feather hand instead. Now what I've done here with the eyes is I've used, you know, little tea cakes you get and mince pies and all that, and they come in a lovely little container, and you eat the pie and then you're left with a little bit of container. I've used the base of that because they were that kind of shape, and I've made a nice strong reinforcement on the eye there. That's gorgeous, I think.
Yeah,
now,
it's
the
really
only
nice.
thing about that is this side is sharp. I cut down into them and it's kind of sharp. So what I'm going to do now to show you is just to protect the eye on this side. I wouldn't like to leave it like that, even though it does look nice. It does look nice on that side too, but it could cut into your eye. You have to be very careful. So just, you know, a little bit of tape around it will, you know, finish it off. Isn't that right,
Yeah.
Kelly? And it will, you know, protect your eye so you don't stab yourself or have an accident.
That would be a
Oh, it would
disaster.
be awful. Like, I mean,
That
there are
masquerade
better
ball wouldn't be very fun,
better
would it?
things to do with the
Stabbing
weekend.
yourself in the eye, like.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So I'll show you just very briefly, but you can go around the whole way, and we will continue and go around the whole way on that later on. So that's just an idea of all the stuff that you can make from paper, from cardboard, from all the recyclable materials, little boxes, little bits and pieces that you have lying at home. The amazing things you can do, and that's only with masks. But now we're going to head off to Skull Katrina because the girls over there have been very busy doing their own things. Let's have a look. Well, girls, it's great to see that you have a good compost bin here at Skull Katrina. What sort of things do you put into it, Chelsea?
We put potato skins, we put vegetable skins,
Anything else, Chantal?
tea bags, banana skins,
What would you not put into it, Lauren?
meat.
Why is that?
Because it wouldn't like rot properly.
Yeah, it's all just vegetables, isn't it, and things like that. But somebody said something else to me earlier on about something else you can put into it. What is that, Becky?
Egg cases.
The egg cartons, yeah, egg cases, egg cartons. They break down very easily, don't they? So, do you bring stuff in to school with you, and whatever's left over, you come over here, do you? It's from your lunch?
Sometimes like we bring in fruit, and then like the banana skins that are left over, we sometimes come out here and then put them in.
You don't just throw them around the ground for me to come and slip on?
No.
Well, look, I'm just going to have a sneaky peek in here. There's a lot of activity going on. So I'm going to have a little look and see what's going on, because I think you've had this quite a while. How long has this been here? Do you remember?
A very long time.
A very long time, is it? A very long time. So it should be sort of going nice down a bit and going into nice mulch and everything like that. Oh gosh, oh yes, I see life in there. I see it's either a millipede or a centipede. I didn't have time to count to find out how many legs it had because it's creeping around in there. Things, but are you surprised to see how it actually breaks down and disintegrates, huh?
Yeah.
Did you know anybody got one at home?
Yeah, I have my nanny had one.
Your nanny has one, has she, Chelsea?
She had one.
She had
'Cause
one?
Remember,
What happened?
well, the dog kept doing little duties that.
The dog did bold things beside her compost bin.
Yeah.
That's very. What kind of a dog is that?
It was a Shih Tzu Terrier.
And a naughty one. Well, that's a good name for it, isn't it? And it was doing all those naughty things anyway.
So she just got rid of it.
And she got rid of which, the dog or the bin?
She wouldn't get rid of little Holly.
Would she not? And is she doing anything else to, you know, where is she putting all her peelings and stuff
Well,
now?
she puts the peelings, she puts them in a black bin, like
Okay.
separate bins.
Oh, she's very well organised. It sounds great. Yeah, she sounds as if she knows what she's doing. Who else has got one at home? Good girl.
My granddad has one, and yesterday we put loads of stuff in because we have this bag out the back, and then we pull it up, we fill it up, and then we put it in the compost bin. and like when the compost bin is like disintegrated, yesterday we put it all in the plants.
That's a great idea. It's good to actually put it in the other first, really, and then just go and empty it all in. I must do that myself. That's a good tip for me, because I tend to go and put each thing in each time, whereas I could just leave a nice little bin. That's a good tip. I like that. Becky?
It's kind of the same as Lauren's. My nana, I think she has one of those bins outside, and she has a really big garden, and she has loads of plants. And I'd say like she puts all the compost onto the.
And does she like a bit of gardening and everything?
Yeah.
Do you help out?
Yeah,
Do you
she
help?
does gardening like nearly every day.
That's great. Now you do a bit of gardening yourselves here, and we're going over to find out about that in a minute. Isn't that right, Carla?
Yeah.
So look, what is this plant here? I saw this plant when I came in. I know it's not in full flight at the moment. It's a lovely colour usually. What is it called?
Bud.
Yeah, that's right. It's a buddleia.
Yeah, buddleia.
Yeah, that's right. A buddy. It's your buddy. Why? Who is it the buddy of? Do you know?
It attracts butterflies.
Yeah, it's a butterfly's buddy, isn't it? Because it attracts the butterflies. They love this thing, and they come over and they, come down and they pollinate and do all the stuff they're supposed to do. All the bees come over as well. So you've got lots of lovely things going on here in the garden. Will you show us a little bit more?
Yeah.
Great stuff. You all come over to help out, do you, from time to time?
Yeah.
Now, I heard that when it starts to rain and it softens up a little bit, you're all going to be here pulling out some weeds. What kind of weeds do you think? Can you see any weeds there that you'll be looking for?
Yeah, the dandelion.
The dandelion's a pretty obvious one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you haven't worked on this for quite a while because it's been a bit dry, the weather's been dry, but you do have lovely tulips and everything. What do? Do you all come out together and do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you help? What do you do?
Well, we just pull out some weeds out of the ground, and it makes it look neater.
That's great. And have you special buckets, and do you wear gloves or anything, gardening gloves and things?
No.
Well, that's just brilliant. We had a great day here at Scoil Katrina, so thanks very much for inviting Kelly and I along and Funky Junk to have a look at all the composting, the gardening and all the recycling you do here at the school. So bye-bye for now.
Bye!
Well, they were some very good-looking litter bugs down in that Scoil Katrina, weren't they?
They were great. I really enjoyed that. My goodness, there was so much stuff in there.
Anyway, look, I'm going to show you a bit more on masks, as we were talking about earlier. I've gotten my hands up gooey already with the papier-mâché paste, and I've, ripped up my bits of newspaper, and I've already stuck them in here into the paste and the goo. I love getting my hands all sticky. I don't know about you, but it's fun. It's fun to be messy. So I'm just sticking, I've basically drawn a really, simple shape, like an oval shape of a face. I'm going to move the nose there for a sec. I'll talk about that in a minute. And basically when you're papier-mâchéing, you have to put on loads and loads and loads of layers so that there's a nice thick, consistency to it. And just cover up the whole bit of cardboard. And if you find that it's getting too sticky, all you have to do is get a dry piece of newspaper and put it over the paste, so just to soak it up. Now, I'm going to talk about the nose as well. It's really easy. All you have to do is just cut out like a little triangle out of cardboard and basically kind of bend it down the middle and fold it so that it sticks up like that. And I'm going to just place it on top there, like that, and it's really easy. All you have to do then to attach it is papier-mâché it. You don't even have to stick it because it'll dry naturally like that.
Yeah, a little bit like those things that you use for pores, that you put over your nose for pores.
Yeah. That's quite supposed to be quite painful.
Those little sticky things that you buy in the chemist, and then you whip them off, so you end up looking like one of those, don't you?
Not cool. But I love doing all this kind of stuff. It's really fun. This guy over here is really cool as well. I made him earlier. It's like a kind of an eye monster thing I've got going on there. And I'm going to show you now. I'm going to just leave that dry for a minute. And I'll show you how I'm going to finish him off. I basically painted him green and gave him nice blue eyes because I love blue eyes personally. They're my favourite kind of eyes. And I've cut out two little white pieces of white cardboard here in shapes of an eye, and I have two pieces of blue kind of spongy things that I got in craft shops. They're really easy to get, but if you don't have those, you can use blue paper, or even if you don't like blue eyes, you can use other kinds of eyes, you know, green or even red, because, you know, we don't have to stick to the natural colours at all. And stick it on nice and fast here.
Those are handy and they will protrude out nicely, won't they?
Yeah. The thing about these spongy things is that they stick nice and easy. So I'm just going to put on a bit of black over it as well to give him a pupil. He's got nice, that's one eye there. I'm going to leave that to dry for a second.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Nice and thick.
Yeah, and I've got a hairband there as well. If you have an old hairband at home, or your sister has an old hairband at home, just ask her nicely if you can borrow it and use it for a mask. I love masks at Halloween personally. I don't know about you,
they're
but
great. And, you know,
I used to have great old fun making them. Did you make masks when you were younger, Mum? All those years ago.
Kelly, I am younger.
Yeah.
yes.
So you keep telling me.
But yes, I did. We used to make masks, a very simple mask, just out of the back of a you know, cornflakes box or something else like that, just any kind of a cereal box, but it was just plain. It was a big cut-out rectangular shape, just like that. We didn't really have that much of an imagination, I have to say, and we kind of went up to people's doors looking something like that, and we used to knock on the door and we used to say,
Wow.
will you help the murmurs? And we always said, will you help the murmurs? And we
Never
always
heard of
said,
that.
please. Do you know why? Not just because we were very polite, but because if you said please, you got a few pennies more, or a few whatever's more. I don't want to be giving my age away.
She's always making out as if she was an angel, but you know what? I know
We
better.
did say please, and there was a lovely old lady that we used to go to, and we used to knock on her door, and she used to give us extra coins when we said please. She said, I love good manners. So that was great. So those are my happy memories of Help the Murmurs, yeah.
Now I'm just going to show you here quickly how I've done this. I've gotten a piece of wire that I've got in a craft shop. Again, if you don't have wire at home, they're very easy to get, little spools of wire. And I've just wrapped it around the hairband like this, nice and tight. And just wrap it around a few times so it's secure and it doesn't come off. Because that would be quite tragic, really. So I've just, it's going to stick up like this, and I'll show you how to make it even a cool effect now in a minute. I'm going to snip it because there's a bit too much there. Now, I've got myself a marker. If you have a pencil or a marker or a pen at home, all you have to do is wind the wire around the pen like this, and it'll shape and curl and coil around it, and then extract it, and look, you've got like a little kind of an alien effect thing going on there.
Brilliant, I like that.
Yeah,
that's very
it's
good.
fun.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
very good. I like that. You could use that for so many different things.
Yeah.
You're giving me ideas now. I do like that one. Yeah.
Are you stealing my ideas
Yeah,
again?
definitely.
For God's sake.
Well, that's what we're
Get
supposed to
some
do.
of your own.
Share and share alike. Yes, share and share alike.
Okay. Now these should be dry enough now, and I'm going to just stick them with tape, I think, because that's the easiest way to do it. Let's face it, Mum, we're never going to be organised. We're not.
Well, I think I'm getting better as time
Sort
goes
of.
by. Yeah, I do. I think I'm improving, and it makes life easier.
It does,
kind of.
yeah, it really does.
Trees produce oxygen, and without oxygen we wouldn't be able to breathe or live as we do every day. A tree in one season produces as much oxygen as 10 people need to breathe in a year. It's fascinating stuff.
Trees clean the soil. Beautiful big trees like this change dangerous chemicals into less dangerous chemicals or destroy them completely. Roadside spillages, farm waste are all transformed by wonderful trees like this.
Trees can prevent noise pollution as well. Simply by planting a row of trees along your garden, you can prevent all the noises from the traffic outside from entering into your garden or your home. So enjoy the peace and quiet and plant some trees.
In order to produce its food, trees absorb carbon dioxide. Now they absorb it in the leaves, in the wood and in the roots. Now carbon dioxide, as you probably know, is said to cause global warming. So this does a very good job for us, keeping our air fresh and keeping all that nasty stuff away.
Trees are great for the shade as well. So if you're ever too hot on a sunny day, find a nice leafy tree like this one and keep cool underneath it. They're really fun to climb as well, but don't fall.
Trees act as a windbreak, and during the windy and cold season, they keep you and your house a lot warmer.
So whenever you get the chance,
Hug a tree!
Look at that.
Will that take long to dry?
No, it's still drying as we speak. Like. Going to try it on anyway.
They're good. Now let's see the effect of the mask. We can stick the rest of it on later. But yeah, that's great.
Do I look better or worse? I don't
look
know.
better.
Go way out of that.
That's great. I love that. That's a great mask, and that's a great. I must say, I think you beat me today, Kelly. Definitely. Can I show you my
As
poor woman in the
always.
coffin at the end?
Don't scare the kids at home. Don't do it.
There she is. There was just no improving on her. This is the original one, which is much better. And,
Yeah.
you know, that was just.
I'm going to
one.
stick to keeping the original one for my room.
Okay, lovely stuff. Well, looks as though that's about all we have time for. I think we've done very, very well. So I think it's time to wind up today and look forward to seeing all of you very, very soon again on Funky Junk. From me, Lucia.
And me, Kelly. Bye for now.
See you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.